Hello everybody, this is G to G TV, and this is something new I'm gonna do on the channel, and that is that I will open a box of Magic. I'm a huge Magic player, or I used to be at least, and I decided to buy the display of the new set, which is Eldritch Moon. It's Eldritch Moon, right? Yeah. And I also have Oath of the Gatewatch here. I will not open that today, but if I get 15 thumbs up on this video, I will do an unboxing of this as well. Like you see, completely unopened. So yeah, let's get this over here and let's unpack this sucker. And I got my letter opener Gunblade to open the packs today. But yeah, the total price of the pack will be up here somewhere. I paid around 115 US dollars for this. You might think that's kind of expensive for this pack, but in Norway prices that's kind of cheap, because in Norway they like cost like 130, 140 per display. So I got this real cheap at gamezone.no. Yeah, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, so yeah, I have no contract to say that. It's just that gamezone.no in Norway. If you live in Norway, that's pretty much where you should get your packs, since they pretty much sells them for the cheapest. And I will also do a thing that I have in the corner here somewhere. Maybe it's gonna be in this corner, I don't know. Or maybe it's gonna be this corner up here. There we go. That I will have the current pack value, and I will only do the rare or the mythic, by the way. And then I will have like a total under it, so you can see how much money I'm actually making off of this pack if I would sell them. And no, this is not a glass of piss, this is apple juice. So yeah, let's go and open the first pack. I have no idea about this set, to be honest. I haven't really paid attention since I haven't been drafting or anything in about a year, and it's hot as hell in Norway right now, so I can't seem to get this open. There we go. Yeah, this is one of the hottest days in Norway. So I'm only gonna show you the rares, and it seems like I got the token here. It's Eldrazi Horror 3/2, pretty cool. And we also got a foil here, which is instant Waxing Moon. What does it do? Okay, let's see. Transform up to one target werewolf you control. Creatures you control gains trample until the end of turn. That's pretty damn good. But that probably means that you have to target one werewolf. So your creatures won't get trampled if you don't have a werewolf. You can't use it unless you have a werewolf. I'm a little bit unsure about that. But yeah, it's one green and one colorless. So yeah, that's pretty good. And the rare, which you're probably all the most interested in, it's Providence. Here. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, at the beginning of your first upkeep, your life total is 26. And if you use it, your life becomes 26. That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. It's expensive, but if you have it in the opening hand, then that's pretty good. This video will take a long time if I would go through all of the cards. Like, this is just rare, no, not rares, but commons and uncommons, and of course like a check thing for your werewolf things. I'll put that in the box right here, and then let's go on to the next pack. There we go. That was a little bit simpler. It's been a while since the last time I opened a display box of this game. It's been a while since I've been playing this game at all. And we have Spirit Token 1/1 flying. I like tokens, it's cool. We don't have any foils this time, but we have Imprisoned in the Moon. It's enchantment era 1 blue and 2 colorless. And you enchant creature, land, or place a planeswalker. Enchanted permanent is a colorless land with tap and add 1 colorless. Yes, it's the new symbol thing. The new colorless symbol. To your mana pool, and it loses all other card types. So if I put this on my planeswalker, it's not planeswalker anymore. It's just pretty much a land that can tap for a colorless. I don't really think that's anything good, but maybe it's worth like $1 billion or something. By the way, the prices down here is from Card Kingdom. I think I will have it down here somewhere, but it's from Card Kingdom. And if you watch this from a week from now or from now or something, the prices could change. It's the price that it's right now, if you know what I mean. So does not mean that the prices will stay that way forever. And we got the Eldrazi Horror again. Not gonna show that really. And a foil uncommon. Drogskull, Shield Mate. He's a mate. It's a 2/3, and it costs 1 white and 2 colorless, or 2 random, I guess we call it now. And it got Flash. Flash, that's pretty good. When this card enters the battlefield, your other creatures you control get +0/+1 until the end of the turn. Not bad, not bad. It's a good foil to have, I guess. There we go, and I just lost the card. I can pick that up later. Okay, let's see if we can get some good mythics. I don't know why I haven't opened this Oath of the Gatewatch thing. I just never did. Because there is some good land things there. The expedition lands, they are pretty cool. But we got a spider token. I want to spider with reach. I like them reach. Okay, and our rare is Stromkirk Occultist. Weird names in the set. Weird names. It's 1 red, 2 random trample creature. Whenever this card deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library until the end of the turn. You may play that card, and it got Madness for 1 red and 1 random. If you discard this card, discard it into exile. When you do, cast it for it. Okay, so we can, if there's another card that makes you discard a card, you can cast this for the Madness cost, which is 1 mana less. So that's pretty good. It's a 3/2. Okay, next card. Yeah, I will probably skip me drinking that thing in the post-editing thing. Okay, we got the Spirit token again. Spirit's not that exciting really, but whatever. We got a token here, which is Woodland Patrol. Vigilance, 3/2. 1 green and 2 random. Good. And we got the land. This is the first land I have gotten. Okay, that's weird. So, and our rare is a Stormkirk Condemned, which is 2 black mana. And discard a card. And vampires you control get +1/+1 until the end of the turn. Activate this ability only once per turn, and it's a 2/2 creature. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, especially with the Madness cost. So all vampires, yeah. The vampire decks in the new sets are pretty good. Yeah, and that was 3 times I said pretty there. Yeah, I just think you're pretty, guys. I just think you're pretty. So that's why I'm saying it all the time. Eldrazi Horror token. Not gonna really bother with that. Here we go. There. And our rare is a Collective Defiance. It's a 2 red, 1 random. And we got Chandra there in the art. So yeah, Chandra is wrecking some people. And you get Excavate for 1 random. Pay this cost for each mode chosen beyond the first. Yeah, because you have 3 different choices here. and you can choose one or more, but you need to pay more for each extra you choose. So the 3 mana cost is for one of them. If you want to choose 2 of them, you have to pay 4 mana, and if you want to choose them all, you have to use 5 mana. Pretty good. But one of the choices is target player discards all cards in his or her hand, then draws that many cards. Or collective defiance deals 4 damage to target creature, or this card deals 3 damage to target opponent. That's pretty good. I like this card. I think this card is maybe worth a little bit. Probably not like super much, but I like that card. I really did. It's good for removal and hurting the player. Like for 4 mana you can pretty much kill 1 creature and deal 3 damage to the player. That's pretty good in my opinion. And we got devils. We got freaking devil tokens. Ha, cool. And it's a 1/1. When this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Ah, pretty good, pretty good. And we got the thing, and we got a mythic! Our first mythic ever on this channel. It's the Scimitar of the Providence, or Providence, or whatever it's called. It's a 10 mana, 10 random mana, like you see up here. And it's a 7/7. You can merge it for 6 colorless or 6 random and 3 green mana. You may pay this spell by sacrificing a creature and paying the merge cost. So you have to sacrifice a creature if you want to pay 9 mana instead of 10. I don't really know about that, if that's anything good. But when you cast this creature, creatures you control will get +2/+2 and gain trample until the end of the turn. And the card also got trample and haste. So yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Don't know if that's the most expensive mythic rare in the set. I don't really think so, since it's 10 or 9 mana. It will win you the game, but will you ever get that there? That's the question. I just think that would take way too much time in my opinion. We got another token, a thing, and we got a rare, which is Elder Deep Fiend, which is 8 random mana for a 5/6 with flash. Or you can merge it for 5 random and 2 water mana or blue mana. Yeah, the merge was if you sacrifice and pay that thing, you can get it cheaper. You can get it 1 mana cheaper. When you cast this card, tap up to 4 target permanents. Well, that will sure win you the game for sure, unless the player you're up against have more than 4 creatures. And if you don't have any creature, that's bad too. So yeah, I like this card. Don't really know if it's worth anything, but sure. And yeah, this set came out today, so yeah, I just come home from getting this pack. Just got it in the mail. And our rare of this pack is Emerald Cold's Avengel. Avengel, yeah, that's what it's called. It's 1 green and 2 colorless for a creature. It's a 3/2 creature. That's okay. And you can tap it and sacrifice it, and any number of you can sacrifice this and any number of other non-Eldrazi creatures, and then you'll put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token onto the battlefield for each creature sacrificed this way. Yeah, I don't know. It could be good in some settings, I guess, but I don't know if I would ever play that. Yeah, thus far the pack hasn't, or the display hasn't really been like super good, or I don't think it's super good, because these cards, some of the cards have been okay, but for most part it seems like it's not perfect, if you know what I mean. And we got the Soul Separator, which is 3 random mana, and you can it's an artifact you just get on the table. And you can pay 5 colorless mana or random mana and tap it and sacrifice it. And then you will exile target creature from your graveyard. Put a token onto the battlefield that is a copy of that card, except it's a 1/1 creature. It's a spirit in addition to its other type, and it has flying. Put a black zombie creature token onto the battlefield with the power equal to that card's power and toughness equal to that card's toughness. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting card. Huh. But you have to have things in the graveyard. Maybe it's super good. Like I said, I haven't played Standard or Magic at all in the last year or something. If you want me to do some Magic Online and stuff like that, just tell me in the comments. I can probably do some Phantom drafts on Magic Online. I don't want to use a lot of money there because I don't have a heck of a lot of money these days. But we have Cryptolith Fragment foil, which is uncommon. 3 colors mana, and it enters the battlefield tapped, and you can add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and each player loses 1 life if you tap it. Huh. At the beginning of your upkeep, if each player has 10 or less life, transform it. And then you have 1 for Flying Death Touch. And when it attacks, each opponent loses 3 life. That's pretty good, actually. Huh. You got Flying and Death Touch, and it's a 1/4. And every time you attack with it, it will deal 1 damage, or 3 damage to each opponent. Yeah, that's... Did I even read the rare there? No, I didn't. Yeah, who cares about the rare when the foil is cool? Our rare is Dark Salvation, which is 1 black mana and 2 X's. So yeah, I can explain what X is very soon. Target, the player puts X to 2 black zombie creatures onto the battlefield. Then up to 1 target creature gets -1/-1 until the end of the turn for each zombie that player controls. That's pretty good if you got a zombie deck. Well, the double X's is for every X you want to have here, like put the X to 2 black zombies. So you have to pay 2 mana per X. So you pay 3 mana for this card, you will get 1 2/2 black zombie. And it's also in a sorceress card. Okay, then it's not like super good or anything, but it's okay. But yeah, if you pay like 7 mana, you will get 3 black zombie 2/2s. So it's all about when you get it, really. If you get it really late, it could be good if you want to kill off some zombies or yeah, kill off some creatures with the -1/-1 thing. We got a wolf token, and we got the Eternal Scourge, which is a creature Eldrazi horror 3/3 for 3 random mana. Not bad for 3 random mana. You may cast this card from exile. That's also good. So if it's exiled, you can just cast it for 3 random mana. When this card becomes target of a spell or ability and opponent control, exile this card. This card is pretty good. Like, it's 3 mana for a 3/3, even that's pretty good. So I could certainly see this being played in Standard. Maybe I'm totally wrong about that. Like I said, a long time since I played this game, or at least 1 year since I last played this game, and I were never a pro player, let's just say that. I never have won a draft even. And we got a token insect here, which is a 1/1. Nothing really interesting. And our rare is Spirit of the Hunt, which is 2 green mana and 1 random mana, Wolf Spirit, with flash. And it's a 3/3. So yeah, it's kind of like the other card we just saw. This is actually pretty good, I think. When this card enters the battlefield, each other creature you control that's a wolf or a werewolf gets +0/+3 until the end of the turn. And it's flash. So if you attack with all your wolves and werewolves and stuff like that, and yeah, the other players just blocks it and stuff like that, you can just flash it out and then they will survive. So yeah, that card right there. Good card, good card. Okay, next card then. Should probably have checked what the cards are worth before this, but yeah, well, I will check while I'm editing this. And we got another green card. It's Onward Observer, which is 2 green mana and 4 random mana, 6/6 creature. Whenever a creature you control with toughness 4 or greater, draw a card. Or 4 or greater dice, draw a card. So if you have creatures that got a lot of toughness, this is pretty good then. I don't know if it's worth anything, but I like it. I like this kind of cards that is not too expensive and they're pretty good. And they have extra stuff that it makes them even better. I need to do some drafts soon. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna do some Magic the Gathering drafts after this. Yeah, we got a token, don't really care. And we got our second mythic, which is Mind's Delation. Yeah, Delation. Which is 2 blue mana and 5 random mana enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts his or her first spell each turn, that player exiles the top card of his or her library. If it's a non-land card, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Huh. Wow. That's good if you can get it to work, because every card your opponent casts, which is the first thing he casts each turn, he will exile the top of his library, the top card of his library, and you can cast that. If it's a non-land card, if it's not a land, you may cast it without paying its mana cost even. So if you get this to work, this could be a really good card, in my opinion. And my opinions are crap, so don't listen to me, please. I just know that the people in the comments are saying, "Oh my god, that's just the crappiest card ever. How dare you say..." And we got our first rare foil. What? And it's a land. The fuck? This is crazy. This is the back of the card. Okay, it's Handwear Battlements. It's a land and you can tap it for 1 colorless mana, or pay 1 red mana and tap it. Target creature gains haste to the end of the turn. That's pretty good. Or you can tap it and pay 2 red mana and 3 random mana. If you both own and control Handwear's discard and a creature named Handwear's Garrison, exile them and meld them into Handwell. Oh my god, that's cool. It's melding the 2 cards together. Oh, that's a good idea. And it's yeah, 7/4. You can't see that, sorry. It's a 7/4 death creature you see in back here. So you can pay 5 mana and tap this to get the 7/4 if you have both of the cards on the table. That's pretty cool. I like cards like that. And the real rare of this, and it's also foil. The real rare is artifact equipment. Wow. It's 1 mana to get it on the table. An equipped creature gets +3/+3. And it costs only 2 colorless mana, or random mana to equip it. Whenever equipped creature attack, it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Whenever Stitcher's graph becomes attached from a permanent, sacrifice that permanent. Okay, it's not as good as I thought, because the things just hold it a lot back, because it would have been really good if it didn't have that hold back spell, especially that you got to sacrifice it. That's not good. Okay, Lupin Prototype, 2 random mana, artifact creature, rare. This card can't attack or block unless a player has no cards in their hand. Oh, it's a 5/5 by the way. It's a 5/5 for 2 mana. So yeah, if you can make the other player like discard his hand, that card is pretty good. But I'm gonna be right back until I have just cleared up here. Okay, we have cleared off some of the uncommons and commons. Yeah, I'll just yeah, put on an extra $10 for the uncommons and stuff like that. I don't know if it's gonna be worth that much, but if it is, then that's good. Tell me how much uncommons and commons normally are worth if you buy a whole display. Okay, we got a 4D foil here, uncommon. It's Shreds of Sanity. Good. Don't care all that much, but whatever. Okay, and the rare is Harmless Offerings. Huh, that's adorable. Look at it. It's a little kitty. It's a little kitty. Not a little killy, like I said first. It's 1 red mana and 2 random mana. Target opponent gains controls of target permanent you control. Aha, so it's pretty much just to get back one of your cards. I don't think that's gonna be a card that is gonna be played a lot, to be honest. I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't even take that in a draft, to be honest. And we got another foily foil here, which is a common, Distemper of the Blood. Nice name. Air. And the rare is Tireless Lancers. It's 2 white mana and 3 random mana for a 4/4 with first strike. When this card enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a legendary card, reveal it, put it onto your hand, and then shuffle your library. That's pretty good for a 5 mana card. You get a 4/4 with first strike, and when it enters the battlefield, if you got any legendary cards, you can put it into your hand from your library. That's pretty good. That's probably was a card that probably isn't gonna be played a lot, but I still like it because it got like those cool effects. And Oath of Liliana. The oaths are worth a little bit of money, I think. It's 1 black mana and 2 random mana. And it's a legendary enchantment, so then you can use this thing. If you got a black-white deck, that is. When this card enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. So each of your enemies or opponents will sacrifice a card when it just enters the battlefield. That's pretty good. At the beginning of your end step, if a Planeswalker enters the battlefield under your control this turn, put a 2/2 black zombie creature onto the battlefield. So yeah, this is pretty much a card for a Planeswalker deck, because then you have a lot of Planeswalker to put on the battlefield and stuff like that. I don't know if that's worth a super lot of money, but I know that some of the older oaths are worth, yeah, a little bit at least. Here we go, and the rare is Assembled Alphas, and it's a creature wolf, 5/5 for 1 red and 5 random mana. And when this card blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, this card deals 3 damage to that creature and 3 damage to that creature's controller. Yeah, this is pretty good. You pretty much have to kill this if this gets on the table, if you're on the other guy's team. Or, yeah, if your opponent casts this card, you pretty much have to kill this as fast as possible. Because either you let it, yeah, go through and deal 5 damage to you, or you block it and then it deals 3 damage to you, so you're fucked anyway. I like that card. It's probably not gonna be played a lot in standard, but I like cards like that. And token, thing, and thing. There we go. And the rare is Identity Theft. or thief. 2 blue mana and 2 random mana for a 0/3. And whenever this card attacks, you may exile another target untoken creature. If you do, this card becomes a copy of that creature until the end of the turn. Return the exiled card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So pretty much when you attack with this thing, it becomes a copy of a creature on the battlefield, and you exile that creature that it copies. So yeah, pretty good, pretty good. I can see that it can be played in standard in some decks. And like I said before, I haven't really paid attention to the standard the last couple of, or the last year really. So, I don't know. And we got Pre-Mating Mass. It's a creature spirit, 1/3 for 1 green mana. So, a 1/3 for 1 mana. That's pretty good. Whenever this card deals combat damage to a creature, that creature becomes a copy of this card. So if the other, or your enemy, got like a Emery Call or something, which is like a 10/10 or 13/13 or something, and he attacks, and this, you block with this and he deals damage to it, that card becomes this card, or a copy of this card, forever. That's just funny. I like that card. I think that's gonna be playable in the standard as well, because that's pretty much a defender against huge creatures. Like, huge creatures doesn't want to have this card on the battlefield right now. And oh, and we got emblem, Liliana emblem. Let's see what that says. At the beginning of your end step, put X 2 black zombie creatures onto the battlefield, where X is 2 plus the number of zombies you control. That's pretty good. I'm gonna actually put that in my rare pile, because emblems are, yeah, a little bit rare to come by. And our rare is Eternal Scourge. I think, yeah, that's the thing that if anything like targets this thing with spell ability, if anything targets this thing, it just exiles, and then you can cast it from exile, and it's a 3/3 for 3 mana. Again, a card I like. I like that card. Yeah, this is pretty much the longest video I've ever made on this channel, I'm pretty sure. Maybe one of the Mirror's Edge episodes have been a little bit longer, but yeah, I'm just gonna try to go through this thing as fast as possible now. Okay, we got the Summer Dismal, which is 2 blue mana and 2 random mana, instant. Exile all other spells and counter all abilities. Okay! I think this is playable in standard, to be honest. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure about it. Okay, we're over halfway in this pack right now. Let's speed up, and we got another emblem, Tamio emblem, which is you may cast non-land cards from your hand without paying their mana cost. Wow. Okay. Gonna put that there. And oh, and we got the Liliana, the last hope Planeswalker. 2 black mana and 1 random mana. It got 3 loyalty dice points things. And the thing is, +1, up to 1 target creature gets -2, -1 until the end of the turn. That's a cool ability. That's to get +1 right there. -2 is put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. You may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty good, pretty good. I still would think that the +1 is a little bit better, since that could actually kill creatures, but and you -7, and it starts with 3, by the way. If I've already said that. Yeah, that's the emblem, like I said. You get X 2 black zombies onto the battlefield, where X is +2 the number of zombies you control. So at the beginning of your end step, you get a heck of a lot of zombies. This card is playable. This is a good card. I love freaking Planeswalkers. I love that I got the Planeswalker in this in this display. This might actually been worth the package now. I'm not sure how much that cost, but Planeswalkers, and we got another emblem from Liliana right now. Cool. I need to start playing this game again now. And we got another mythic rare here. Grimflayer. 1 black, 1 green mana. 2/2. 2 mana for a 2/2, that's pretty good, with trample as well. And it got a lot of flavor text, so let's get right into it. Whenever this card deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of your library. That's pretty good. Put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest on the top of your library in any order. So if you don't want a card of those 3 cards, you can just put it into your graveyard, or if you have some tricks to get it from the graveyard to the battlefield or something, you can do that. And then you can choose what your next card will be the next rounds, if you want to do that. And it's also got Delirium, which is this card gets +2/+2 as long as there are 4 or more card types amongst the cards in your graveyard. So this 2 mana card becomes a 4/4 if you got the 4 or more card types, and that means like creatures, enchantments, auras. The right auras is a different, or is that just an enchantment? I'm not quite sure. Planeswalkers, creatures, artifacts, lands, anything really. And if you got 4 or more of them, this card will be a 4/4. Pretty good, pretty playable, I think. Yeah, this box has been pretty good in the end here, because it started a little bit tame in my opinion. Yeah, I know you're probably like ecstatic about watching my crotch area for like 40 minutes. Our rare is Stormkirk Oculist, and that's a card I've already seen, right? Yeah, it's the madness thing. It's the 3/2 4/3 mana with trample. But yeah, right now I have no idea how much I've made of this box, or if I have lost money off this box or whatever. I'm not gonna sell these cards unless somebody in the comments says, "Oh my god, I want that Liliana," then I might sell it to you via PayPal or something. And our rare is a Crypt Breaker for 1 black mana, and then it's a 1/1, and you can pay 1 random mana and 1 black mana and tap it and discard a card, and then you will put a 2/2 black zombie token onto the battlefield. And it's also a zombie, by the way, so it works well with the Liliana final ultimate thing. Tap 3 untapped zombies you control, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. This could be very playable in a Liliana deck, I think, because then you get a lot of zombies and stuff like that. And yeah, then you can tap and draw cards and get a lot of 2/2 zombies if you discard card, of course. But then you should probably have like a madness effect as well. Lots of tokens, and our rare is Bedlam Reveler, if that's the right way to say that. It's 2 red mana and 6 random mana for a 3/4. Okay, the flavor better be good. This card costs 1 less to cast for each instant and sorcery card in the graveyard. Okay, now it's worth it for sure. Like, if you got 6 instant or sorcery spells in your graveyard, this is pretty much a 2/2 or a 3/4 for 2 mana. And it got Prowess as well, which is whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 to the end of the turn. So if you cast anything that isn't a creature, lands doesn't count as casting, so that doesn't work. But anyway, if you cast something, this will get +1/+1 if it isn't a creature. And when this card enters the battlefield, discard your hand and draw 3 cards. So if this is the last card of your hand that you're casting, you pretty much just get 3 cards. But unless you, but if not, then you have to discard your whole hand. So what do you guys think about this set in general? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's terrible? I like Liliana. That's all I have to say. Imprisonment in the Moon. I already seen this card. Enchant a creature, land, or planeswalker, and then it becomes a land that you can tap for colorless mana. In my opinion, really crappy. Maybe it's like the best card ever, and you're screaming in the comments right now like, you're the biggest Magic idiot ever. And yes, I know. Okay, Providence. Yeah, I already seen this. It's the thing that will give you life up to 26. Pretty good if you start it on your hand. Not as good if you don't, but if you got 1 health left on when you get this much mana, then it's pretty good anyway. I don't know if it's worth anything. It's probably not. It's probably for... It's pretty much for the decks that the kitchen top table Magic things that you don't play against pros or anything. You just play against your friends and make stupid fun decks and stuff like that that wouldn't really work in a tournament setting, if you know what I mean. We got Somber Vault Stag foil. It's uncommon, so I'm not going to jump up and down for that. Distended Mindbender, 8 random mana for a 5/5, and then you can merge it for 5 colorless mana and 2 black mana, which is 7 mana in all. If you sacrifice a creature, you can pay that thing. Yeah, you already know that. When you cast this card, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose from it a non-land card with converted mana cost 3 or less, and a card with converted mana cost 4 or greater. That player discards those cards. Yeah, a little bit too expensive in my opinion for a 5/5 card, and the flavor is okay, but maybe I'm the biggest idiot, but to me, I wouldn't really pick that card in a draft, I think. Ooh, a rare foil. This is Sigarda's Aid. Yeah, it's Sigarda's Aid. 1 mana enchantment. You may cast auras and equipment spells as though they had flash. Wow. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to another creature you control. This could be good in a certain deck. It needs to be an enchantment equipment deck. But I don't know if it's worth anything. At least it's foil. And in the same pack there is a mythic rare. A Morrowind dragon. Huh. I kinda... Morrowind, and Morrowind is the Eldritch game, yeah. It's 2 red mana and 3 random mana. Flying dragon. 4/5. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell that targets this card, that player copies that spell for each other creatures he or she controls that the spell could target. Each copy targets a different one of those creatures. Okay, I have to read this. This was a little bit confusing in my opinion. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So every time a player casts a spell that targets these cards, it copies that spell and pretty much reflects it to all his other creatures. Yeah. So all the creatures your opponent controls will be targeted by the same spell they're casting if it's targeting this. That's pretty good. And 4/5 flying, 4/5 mana, it's also very good. I think that could be worth something. I don't know. Okay, there's only 2 packs left. Let's punish the packs as Bogey always do. Yeah, if you don't subscribe to Bogey, please do. It's awesome. Come on. Let's punish them. And I probably just wreck the best cards in the display, which makes them worth nothing. Okay, and will the punishment of the packs help? The rare is in Niblis of Frost, which is 2 blue mana and 2 random mana. Spirit with flying 3/3. Flying 3/3 for 4 mana. That's pretty good, with prowls as well. So if you cast a non-creature spell, it will get +1/+1 and become a 4/4 with flying. If you haven't played Magic before, I can just say that that's pretty good. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell Tap target creature and opponent control. That creature doesn't have tap during its controller's next untap step. This card is fucking amazing. This is standard. This is standard playable right here. This is a good card. Like, you have to admit that's a pretty good card. Okay, it's time for the last pack. Let's do this. Punish it a little bit more. Punish it a little bit more. It word for that card. It wasn't a mythic rare, but it was a very good normal rare card that I will probably use in standard if I can. Okay, what is it gonna be? It's a Masolum Wanderer, which is a 1 blue mana card, 1/1 creature, spirit with diff line. Whenever another creatures and whenever a spirit enters the battlefield under your control, this card gets +1/+1 to the end of the turn. You can sacrifice this card, counter target instant or sorcery spell, unless its controller pays X, where X is this card's power. This could also be played in standard, because it's a flying, it's a 1/1, 1/1 isn't super good, but for 1 mana, for a 1/1 flyer, that's actually pretty good. And it gets +1/+1 whenever another spirit enters the battlefield. So if you have more than these, one of these cards in the deck, if you have 4 and you get another one in the, yeah, you can, yeah, do stuff. And you can also counter a spell and you doesn't have to tap it to sacrifice it and counter the target spell thing. So that's pretty good. Because if he taps all his mana and cast a really big spell that will pretty much kill you, you can just counter it and, you know, sacrifice a 1/1 for 1 mana and, yeah, kill it. Okay, that's this box. It seems like I lost like 9 bucks on this display, but it's fine. Even though I thought, since I got Liliana and a couple of rare foils that was pretty good, that I would at least be a little bit closer. But yeah, 9 bucks isn't really all that much. But anyway, thanks so much for joining. Make sure to thumbs up the video if you haven't already, to make me open Oath of the Gatewatch display later on, whenever I get 15 thumbs up on it. Make sure to subscribe for more Magic the Gathering videos in the future, probably. If you want me to play, make sure to tell us in the comments and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.